Hey everybody, we're back with the Leveled Up series. In our 4-part series, we're on part 3 today, and we're going to talk about how to capture leads across all platforms. In the first part of our series, we talked about how to actually build a real estate website, funnels, and landing pages. So if you haven't watched that, I recommend you go watch it. And then in our second part, we talked about how to actually drive traffic to all of these lead capturing systems. And today we're actually going to talk about the technicality aspect of how do we actually capture leads on our website, our sales funnel, and we're even going to talk about how to capture across all platforms, including social media, and show you what that step-by-step looks like. So a little quick information about me. I have been in marketing for over 15 years. I specialized in web design and SEO. And I am the co-founder of a marketing company called Myth Media. I've owned my own marketing company for over 11 years now. So this is what I do. This is what I did before becoming a realtor. So I really know this area, this space. I'm also the co-founder of Groovy Social, which is a social media content platform for realtors that you can go in and get daily content and strategy without even having to think about it, and follow that plan to put your social media on autopilot. And I'm also a realtor here as well for the last 2.5 years here in Houston, Texas, with eXp Realty as well. So let's go ahead and dive in. And I know you've seen this slide over and over again. I just really want to make sure everybody clearly understands what a lead is, since this is the number one topic everybody wants to talk about, is how do we get leads? Most people don't have a lead generation problem. To me, they have a lead capture problem and a lead nurturing problem. It's actually super easy to get leads and to get people giving you their information, but it's even harder to capture that information and or nurture them to turn them into a client, and that client into a closed deal. So basically, a lead is a traffic review that you've got to your website or your social media, but they've given up their information. So that prospective person has to give up some way that you can contact them. So you need an email address, a phone number, a physical address, or they could actually be in your DMs on your social media like Instagram, Facebook, and you have a way to contact them, okay? A lead is not a traffic or review. We've talked about that. But now let's talk about the lead capture. What is lead capture? It's basically the process or the technicality of actually capturing that information and getting it into your database. And lead capture allows us as realtors to grow our business, to grow our database, because we know this is a numbers game. The more leads you have, the more chances that you have to convert that lead to a client. And the more clients you have, the more chances you have to actually get a closed deal out of that. So we need leads. It's the lifeblood of our business. So now that we properly understand what a lead is, what lead capture is, let's talk about the different types of platforms. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to kind of share some slides with you. And then after we're done showing the slides, I'm going to show you a real life landing pages, a website with funnels. So you can actually see everything that we've talked about. You'll be able to look at it and be able to implement that into your own website, your own business, your own marketing plan as well. So let's talk about capturing leads on social media. Most people are using social media today, but they're doing a few things wrong because they're not getting leads from it. I hear all the time from our team or other agents, especially newer agents or maybe agents that are not familiar with social media. I'm putting up all this content, I'm getting all these likes, but I'm not getting any deals, I'm not getting any leads into my database. What's happening? And the problem that's happening is they're failing to capture those leads into their database. And how do we do that? It all starts from leveraging the right platforms. Again, yesterday we talked about driving traffic. If you're going after 55 and older people, you're probably going to stick to Facebook. If you're going after, younger audience, like in their 20s, their 30s, you're probably going to go after a platform like TikTok or Instagram. So really think about where your audience is and make sure that if that's your specialty, that's your niche, that you are really dialed into a majority of your content and marketing is going to that platform. And you don't have to be on every platform. Don't feel like, oh, now Threads is out, I got to be on Threads. No, this is where realtors actually hurt themselves with lead generation because they're trying too many platforms. Stick to one and do it well. Stick to Instagram or stick to your Facebook business page and really dial it in and the idea is to post consistently. So if you can't do that across all platforms, that's okay. Stick to one. It will work for you, I promise. So one of the biggest things that I see all the time, I have a lot of realtors that follow me. I follow a lot of realtors as well on social media. And I see this all the time, especially when we take over social media for marketing clients and do the social media for them. I go and look at their bios and they don't have anything in there. They don't have anything that's enticing the user to connect with them. And they don't have a call to action. We talked about that in the last video, that I think 99% of people make the same marketing mistake, is they have weak call to actions. They don't have clear call to actions, or they have too many. And the user just simply does not know what to do. So make sure that you have enticing profiles. If you're using something like Facebook, it's even easier because Facebook gives you more liberty and more fields to fill out on your Facebook business page. You'll have, your business address, your phone number, your email address, your business hours. You have like a short description, you have your bio, and then you have your link to your website. You can add other links. And on top of that, you can connect all of your social media profiles. So there's all of that. And you really want to make sure those profiles are filled out, especially with a bio, because those are searchable things. Your area is searchable. All of those things are what helps you get people to you and know how to easily connect with you. Because if they can't figure out how to connect with you, then guess what? They're moving on to the next person. So, and if you have something like Instagram, you only get one link and you can connect your Facebook page now, but the one link could be something like a link tree. So that way you have all of the links spelled out. So you can just put link in bio in your actual content. So now that we have an enticing profile, then we need to create compelling content. And I know a lot of people have trouble with this. Everybody's taking all these social media courses to learn how to do it. But at the end of the day, they don't know what to post, right? And so you need to post compelling content. If you struggle with this, go take a look at our Karuvi platform. There's a free version of it, but it gives you that daily content on what to post. You don't have to think about it because there's actually real strategy to grow your following and to grow your network and get in front of your target audience. So when you create compelling content, make sure that you have a call to action, and then you're linking it to one of your lead capture methods. A landing page, your funnel, your website, a contact form, something, because that's how we're going to capture leads on social media. You can't embed an online form into your social media post, but you can put a link to that form in your post. And that's how you're going to get them, unless you put in there, DM me for more information. But even that's going to be harder to get to your actual database or CRM. So a good example of this I gave in the last video would be, here's what $300,000 gets you in Houston. Show a few photos or videos of this property. And then in the description, kind of give some information about the house, but have a call to action. If you would like to tour this home or to see more homes like this in the Houston area for under $300,000, click here or link in bio. And then you take them to a landing page, which has, it's going to ask for their name, their email address, their phone number, and then it's going to email them the link to that search result so they can get information. And now you've captured a lead. You can do the same thing with a buyer's guide, a seller's guide. Check out the open houses coming this weekend, anything like that. You send them to a landing page, something with an online form to capture that information. Make sure you're interacting with your audience. People don't do this enough on social media. I'm guilty sometimes too, because it does take time and effort unless you hire like a virtual assistant to do it for you, or an assistant. But you want to interact with your audience. If people are leaving legitimate likes, every time somebody likes my stuff, I do go and check and see who it is. I want to see, is this like a spam like? Or is this a real like? Is it somebody in the area? And I go search for them. And then if they interacted, excuse me, if they interacted in your comments, they actually put a legitimate comment, not, hey, send this to this profile, but like a real comment about the listing or about your post. Interact with those people, send them a message. We talked about that yesterday. Send them a message and actually tell them, hey, thank you for commenting. Thank you for following me. Thank you for the like, whatever it may be. Obviously, I'm in real estate. If there's anything I can do to help you in the, greater Houston area, wherever you're at, or if you know anybody that needs help, please let me know. I'd love to be of service, and kind of follow up with them on, every now and then, like their stuff. But that's a great way to, be proactive and prospect. Prospecting is more than just going and knocking on doors, cold calling. You can prospect online pretty simple, especially in your personal profiles as well. So interact with your audience and then try to get them into your database. You might, hey, one thing that I always do is you can ask them, hey, I send out a weekly newsletter. Don't worry, I'm not going to spam you. I send out about information about the area, new hotspots, things to do, and a little bit of real estate information. I would love to stay in contact with you that way and send you that free resource. Can I get your email address? And guess what? You got the name in the profile, you got their email address. Now you have them in your database. So awesome. And then this is the best way to do that. So remember, social media, you have to send them to something to really capture that information, but you can do it and people do fill it out. So just make sure that all of your content, everything has purpose, has a call to action, and you will capture those leads. So now let's move over to our website and funnels that we talked about. The first thing you're going to do is you got to optimize your website for lead capture. A lot of people's websites that I see, they're not optimized for lead capture. Every page doesn't have a way to capture leads. They're just leaving it either to their IDX to capture their lead or to their contact form, but there's no real exciting ways to capture a lead. So you want to do this, whether it's saying, hey, see what your home's worth, download this buyer's guide, this seller's guide, first time home buyer's guide, sign up for my newsletter, get pre-approved, that way you submit them to a lender. You want to use and make sure that everything in your website, every page has some type of call to action to be able to get them. Make sure that you have clean, friendly navigation. It's nothing worse than a user having to struggle to find information on your website. That's how they're going to bounce within that first 30 seconds. So if you want to keep them on there, make sure everything's laid out clearly. Your homepage is a summary of everything that your website offers. Your landing pages is like a flow of conversation that you would have with them. As they scroll, they can find out, it clearly states, this section is this. This is the call to action. So they're not having struggled to read the information. It jumps out at them so they can find quickly what they're looking for. And you have compelling content, especially now with stuff like ChatGPT. If you're not a writer, you can put in your idea, stuff that you want to include, and ChatGPT will spit it out. You can correct it and put that content in there, but make sure it's compelling content and the content goes with that actual page. If it's a buyer page, you're not going to be talking about selling and vice versa. So make sure that the content is tailored for that page as well. Use landing pages, use funnels. So landing pages are what we talked about earlier, where download my buyer's guide, seller's guide, and we're going to show you some real life landing pages so you can see right in KV Core that everybody has access to here at eXp Realty. And use funnels. So funnels would be, like a buyer's funnel, a seller's funnel, a leasing funnel, a real estate property investor funnel. All those funnels are tailored to that audience. First time home buyers funnel, all kinds of things. They're tailored to that audience so you can funnel them through, also through submitting the lead, nurturing the lead, and then onboarding them as a client and through the entire sales process. All things you need to have strong call to action. This is one of the biggest things that people miss out on is you have to treat your audience, not that they're not intelligent, but there's so many things to distract your audience. We need to tell them clearly what you want them to do and be very specific and keep it simple that, hey, this is the next step. Okay. Make sure you're using lead capture forms. We're going to talk about online forms here shortly, but forms are your friend. There's so many easy ways to implement them nowadays. Websites like Jot Forms that you can just go create a form and they give you the code. You just copy paste and now it's inside your website. And then you want to integrate automatically importing these leads into your CRM, which will be our final part to the series, how to automate things with Zapier and with KV Core and your online forms, how you can create this automated system to capture leads, respond to them efficiently, so that way you can convert them. So those are some things. And then on your IDX website, this is one thing that kind of is my pet peeve when I go into the workplace. I see all these people, especially in the KV Core discussion group, asking, how do I turn off the lead capture, the automated lead capture? That is the number one mistake most realtors are making because they feel like they're pestering these people. Guess what? It's okay to pester them because you're giving out a free resource. If they don't want to give up their information, they can go look at houses on Zillow. Just like I have people that register on my website, they already have a realtor. Why aren't they using their realtor's website, right? It's because most people don't have these resources available. So make sure that you are capturing leads. Don't let them just scroll on your property. Now, if you want them to be able to look at more than 2 pictures, that's fine. Let them look at 3 or 4, but do not turn this feature off because you are not capturing leads. And this is going to kill your business because, again, at the end of the day, it's a numbers game, and people that are serious will give up their information. So enhance those settings to capture those leads, force user registration, and make sure you're getting their cell phone number. Don't let them just put their email in. Capture that information. Now, you have to do what's good for your business, but I'm telling you, I feel like if you need to pick up and call these people, you need a phone number. Now, people that might just want to give an email, that's what maybe your landing pages will do, to let them email. But people that are on your IDX website searching, I would get that information as well. Utilize your landing pages, especially in KV Core. You can utilize landing pages and squeeze pages, and they're super easy. You just click, fill out, and they go live. There's no tech experience needed. It's pretty simple. And then use stuff like text codes. Have people respond so it automatically imports that number into your CRM as well. And especially with things like KV Core, it's such a great lead capture if you properly know how to use it. And it is a great way to capture leads and get them to your CRM automatically without having to set up stuff like Zapier and things like that. Now, one thing we haven't mentioned, which I'm going to show you in our live demo here shortly, is that if you are using something like KV Core and you want to build your own website, kind of like what I'm about to show, you can use WordPress plugins so that way they never have to go to the KV Core side. It's all automatically embedded into one website. So that functionality is still there. You just have that branded look and have full control over what your website looks like. So if you're running any type of paid ads, something like a lead generation ad form is great. That way it automatically fills out the form. And then, like we're going to talk about in the next video, is how to automatically import those. As soon as they fill out that lead capture form, it goes straight into your CRM. But if you're going to do traffic, because it is a cheaper cost per click, if you do traffic, just make sure you're routing them to a landing page and not just to the home page of your website, because people will get lost. And especially if you're advertising, check out this list of homes, make sure it goes to a landing page or to your funnel that's designed to capture information before they go search. You can do retargeting ads, and the ads could go to a landing page, squeeze page, funnel. Leads can call you with ads, so they can literally call your number, get into your database. They can text you now with WhatsApp. And you can redirect to message you right into your messenger, which now that with Zapier, you can actually capture that information and put it into your CRM. Now, all this is going to be accomplished with forms. There's so many different types of forms out there. Find what's used for you. I particularly use JotForm, and then sometimes the forms that are in our website platform that we created. But JotForms is great because you can log in, create your form. It gives you the embed copy to go copy and paste. It is a paid service. They do have a free version, but it is super easy to integrate with Zapier, as you're going to see tomorrow. There's also Typeform. If you want some free versions of forms they're a little more simple, but you can use Google Docs, especially if you're just getting something from your landing page like name, email address, phone number, where it's basic information. You can also send them to that form and embed those. And if you're using something like WordPress, there's also Ninja Forms, WP Forms. You can use HubSpot, Gravity Forms. There's so many form builders out there. They're so simple to use, and a lot of them have a lot of templates already built in that you can just click, customize the way they look, and embed them into your website. So I want to show you one last thing before we get in here, is an example of lead capture. If you're going to send them some type of resource, I want you to follow this process. Do not just automatically, the moment they submit the form, redirect them to the resource. And a lot of times, even in KV Core, this happens with the landing page. You put the resource URL. I'm going to show you a workaround that. But this should be the kind of step-by-step workflow of the lead capture. The user submits the form, they put their information in to get the buyer's guide, the seller's guide. They click it, and then a success message should show up on the screen saying, hey, thank you for filling out this form. We have emailed or texted you the link, whatever they provided, and you send them the link. Because if they entered, John at johndoe.com and 5555 all for the numbers, you didn't get a real lead. You got a fake lead because they wanted the lead capture. People do that. That's why you see a lot of times now when you add an email address, they ask you to go click the link to verify. Well, so you don't have to do that, but you can email them the link, and that way you tell them, hey, make sure you check your spam folder, and they're going to go, oh, wait, let me go fill it out again, and they'll put the correct information. And that way you got valid information. So then you email them the link, and then inside the link, they're going to click to access that resource as well. So now we're going to take a look at a live demo, and I want to show you step by step what that looks like, and so that you can use it. So we're going to show you real quick with KV Core. If you have access to KV Core here at EXP, it's really simple. You just come over here to Lead Engine. You can click Build a Landing Page, Build a Squeeze Page. So these are all of the lead capture methods that you can do. And you can see I've done some here. So I can show you. And so when you build a landing page, it's going to come here. You're going to put what type of lead capture method. You can hashtag it. So you can say, hey, they downloaded buyer's guide, seller's guide. You can customize the button. And you just simply click here, customize the information, and so forth. Right here is that when you submit them to a URL, okay? So URL after login, optional, lead type, and then you can tell buyer, seller. And then when you do your lead generation, when you put this here, don't just redirect them to the source. Make sure we have the right one. You just don't want to redirect them to the source. Redirect them to a thank you page. You can create a thank you page right inside of KV Core. Redirect them to that page, or redirect them to your home page. But you want to send that link to them, and then you can create a campaign that the moment there's a buyer's guide hashtag, that it sends them the email to that buyer's guide. Okay, so here's an example of a seller's guide one. They'll enter their information, click download guide, it'll redirect them to that thank you page, and then email them the link. Same thing, homes in Rosenberg under 299,000, another landing page as well. Now, we talked about real quick about what a website, funnel, and landing page should look like, because they should be all working together. Well, this is basically a website with a built-in sales funnel and client funnel. I wanted to show you that, but I kind of wanted to show you all the different lead capture methods. There's the chat button here. And then when we go through, we talk about me, 5-star clients. Now, this is just a demo site. Here, they can scroll through some featured properties that I have and then request more information on them. Here's all the different funnels that they can get to: buying, selling, leasing, investing, some social proof, resources and guides. So if they click this, it's going to pop up for them to download and put in their information. And then I'm going to redirect them to that success message and then email them the link. They can sign up for your newsletter. Now, if you're using KV Core, you do have to have first name as a required field. Just FYI, so you would have to add at least first name. You can't just import email addresses. There's the blog with call to actions in them. You can have your YouTube channel video feed, and then there's a form here to say, let's work together. They can select a reason. If they're ready to schedule a consultation, they'll click that, and then it redirects them to a consultation page. Here's the buyer's funnel page, and I'll include some links to this. You can go to jacobshireman.com and click that in my real estate funnel, and you can go see the live demo, so you can model after this if you want to. Here, they can schedule a consultation, and it's bringing up my Calendly, so they can literally book right into there. And then Calendly is designed to automatically import my lead, like we're going to learn tomorrow. Again, schedule a consultation. Now my KV Core is embedded in here, so now that they search, they're going to go over there and be forced to register. And then here's kind of the onboarding steps too. Is I have several different ways in the buyer's funnel to capture their lead, determine your budget. So if you want them to get pre-approved, I have a lender that I work with. You can have them fill out this form right here, And then basically it'll capture their information, and then the workflow will import it into your CRM, your KV Core. And then it'll also email your preferred lender, or it can email you and you can forward it however you want the workflow to go. But you can have this automatically email your lender as soon as somebody fills this out, and customize that message to say, here's their information. This is my lead. Please follow up with them. You email the person that filled it out and says, our preferred lender, so-and-so, give their information. We'll contact you. Here's their information if you'd like to contact them. And now they're in your CRM. You don't have to worry about losing that lead to the lender and getting lost in there. Again, the steps of the home buying process: get pre-approved, book a consultation, fill out the client intake form. Again, here is another form that you can see where you can do a buyer intake questionnaire. Ask about the buyer. Is there another buyer, co-applicant? Yes, no. Tell me about, is this your first home purchase? What are you looking for? Where are you relocating when you're looking to move? You can collect all that information ahead of time. And let's say they are not in your database when they fill this out. You have this, do this with Zapier, have this check and make sure that this lead is in your database. If it's not, import them, because maybe they skipped a step and they filled this out before scheduling a consultation. And you email this form after they schedule a consultation with you, so you're saving time in that buyer's appointment. Then the next step is to start searching for a home, because now we have our pre-approval, we know what our budget is. And then these can be videos that you give them to actually learn about what is it like to make an offer, what are the steps of negotiation, what's it like to, once your offer's been accepted, what is closing like, inspection, appraisal, finalizing the deal. And then maybe they're not ready to schedule an appointment. Maybe they're not ready to talk to you. They just want to get more information. Let them download your buyer's guide, right? And so then they'll click there, that form will pop out. And then we have some frequently asked questions. What does client say? And then again, if they're ready to get started, they'll click that. So that's kind of what a funnel should look like, have all those elements. You can add more, take away. Again, here's a properties page designed to get them to search for a home. Click on featured properties. You can put saved search areas. You just create the search result in KV Core, copy the link, and redirect them to that area. Sign up for newsletter. Again, redirect them to the funnel, and then capture their information that way. Same thing with resources. These are all designed to capture their information. And then again, sign up for the newsletter. And then every website should have a contact form. Maybe they just have a quick question. They're not ready to buy a home. Maybe they're a year out. Give them a way to contact you and to follow you on social media, all of those things. So that's a quick rundown of the buyer's funnel. And then if you have any questions about this, I know this is a lot of information. It's a lot of things. But when you are capturing leads, be very specific what you're trying to capture and what you're trying to do, and about the steps involved. The way to do it is just to write down step by step what you need to do. So that way, when you're ready to automate this as well, you have a clear idea of how to set up your Zapier, which is what we're going to talk about more in depth in the next video. But really think about everything. Go audit your business. Is everything I have, is there a way to capture leads? If there's not, then you're missing. There's a hole there that prospects are getting through and getting information without having to connect with you. The whole point of this whole marketing deal is to get as many leads as you can, because that increases your chance to convert them to a client, and that client to a closed deal. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Put them down in the comments below. You can email me, go to my website, reach out to me in Workplace. My website's jacobshireman.com. I'd love to answer any of your questions and help you any way I can. And I will see you guys in the final video.